Hello!
Hi guys!
This is Alona.
This is Aleece. Welcome to our Sunday tea. We have our tea, and so hope you do too. Cheers to the first time of this talk show. Cheers! While everybody's gathering, we're gonna take a sip, enjoy it for a second, and in just a little bit, we'll start. So get comfortable, and we'll begin.
Yeah, let's see who's tuning in. I see some people live already, so gotta keep on the up and up. So if you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free.
At the end, we welcome you to send our questions also along with your comments about the talk show, but also comments and questions as to what you would like to hear the next time and in the future talks that we could cover and share the information with you.
We'd love that feedback, and then obviously we can just improve and discuss and learn. I think that's mainly what we want to do here, is to find out more about life and fashion and all things.
Yes.
It's all interconnected.
Correct. Well, we're glad that you joined us. We're glad that you took the time this Sunday and took the time for yourself and for us too, because without you guys, we're not going to be able to do this. So we thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's nice to, you as a busy person and I as a busy person, we're friends.
Yes.
And it's hard coordinating schedules, so it's also kind of selfishly for myself, being able to see you and spend time is great. So
Absolutely, yes.
Well, let's see if we have any questions. No questions so far. So
Okay.
moving on.
We can start probably, right?
Yeah. I think so. We got some viewers, so let's do this.
So today's topic,
we are working on understanding your lifestyle and needs. So that's a pretty big, broad topic.
correct.
In my opinion, I don't. Where would you like to start off with that, Alona?
Well, I guess I'll start with the fact that after so many years of owning the store, 6 years is this summer makes the mark for 6 years of owning the boutique right in the corner of the downtown Petoskey, right on Lake and Howard.
And for those of you who don't know, Picado, what you're watching right now.
Yes. And so working with so many people, I came to a conclusion and realization that so many people don't know what their style is. Some are very spot on, others are more, I have a guideline, but I don't know exactly what I like,
Yep.
and others just don't know, period. And so a lot of actually women fit in the category where they go for comfort, for black and white, and mostly it is black just because you can mix and match black with anything.
Yes, sometimes. Those black shades out there, they can be confusing.
It's true. And so just kind of to start off with, how can you find your style? What do you want to do to give yourself the to guide yourself into finding it is a little bit broader topic, like you always said, but at the same time it's a good beginning for us to open the doors and start the conversation and move on with future topics, or moving forward with future topic based on your conversation and then the information that we will share today.
Do you, with that, obviously that's a broad topic, what would be like your first, let's just say, tip on someone who's trying to find their style? Because she's helped me, by the way. Friends should help friends with style. And she has helped me a lot. So it's not just styled by Picado, it's styled by Alona. So what would be your first tip to a person who is lost in that kind of area of expertise?
So overall, I suggest basically to first analyze your lifestyle. Are you an outgoing person? What is your job? Who do you spend your time with? What is your activity? how do you live your life, I guess? Because based on that, you will discover what type of pieces you want in your closet, what makes you happy when you wear things. And of course, a lot of times, not a lot of times, but most of our time, we spend our time dedicating ourselves to the type of work that we do, right?
Yeah.
And so that is basically your guideline as to what should be in your wardrobe. Because if you are a lawyer, obviously your closet is gonna be
Suits.
exactly.
Dresses.
You're most likely not gonna go for those fun, extravagant, amazing. What's the word, like? Oh no. Oh, never mind.
Well, it just reminds me because I literally just watched Legally Blonde. The fact that you just brought up the lawyer situation, I just think of like someone breaking out of the box, right?
Yeah.
Of what you think a lawyer wears, and yet she's wearing pink and
Correct.
fun patterns, and you're like, oh, wow, she looks good.
And she does, but at the same time, it's the social judgment that comes with it.
Yes.
And you have to realize that, yes, if you want to break the norms, you need to be ready that there's going to be obstacles.
Well, and also just the eyes, right?
Correct.
Eyes fixed, and it's hard to be confident when you're trying something new, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, how is this going to be perceived? What is this going to look like? Because we'll get more into our professions and our lifestyles, but like
Sure.
for me, I practically live in athletic wear. I mean, there are some times where I do get dressed up, and those are the times that it's difficult to find those pieces where I'm like, what do I wear? I see this every day, and this is odd for me to put on a dress. Is this right? Is this real? Is this me?
Does it actually look good?
Yeah.
Or is it an illusion?
Yeah, the illusion. That's such a great word, is the illusion. You're like, huh?
Because you're used to seeing yourself in only one style, and so when you get into when you shift to a different style, you're putting yourself out of comfort zone.
Yes.
And you may look great, and often you do, but your inner self is so hard to accept it.
It's conflicted for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I 100% feel that, because when you aren't feeling that you're in a full identity, or you're stuck in your identity because of work or a home style or whatever, and then you're trying to go a little bit further out. It could be even just a toe, a step in the water, of changing the shoes. I don't know. It's like, wait, is the mirror lying to me? And that's what I love, like coming to Picado and you, and like you just do such a great job of seeing the whole person walk in, and I'm just gonna compliment you inside of you right now.
Thank you.
But she does, she really does. So if you like go into Picado and you need help, I strongly suggest asking for it, because looking through the long lines of clothes and shoes and all the accessories, it can be a little overwhelming.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I love that you can see a body and kind of just create. You're essentially an artist. When you see a person and you're like, how do I drape this on this body, and what specific color matches, because you have that thought process of everything being a stylist, and I just love that you do such a great job.
Thank you, Aleece.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And that's actually what I do like the best about my job. Even though I'm a sewer, I'm a designer. I
Don't tell all your secrets though. We gotta save that for next time.
I promise. But I do a lot of things, but it's actually working with customers and seeing their eyes glowing, seeing the transformation, the changes, the people's happiness is what makes me happy.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy it, and actually sharing with you guys today and moving forward is a part of this journey where it's really exciting and fulfilling. So that way, when you are shopping in the future, of course, I welcome you, and I would love to see you here in Petoskey and Picado. But at the same time, if you go somewhere else, you'll know what to look for, and you're not gonna fall under the pressure of sales associates, what happens often, and you end up buying things that don't look good, don't look good, don't fit you, simply because.
I fall prey to that, when you said that, I was like, immediately there was a sweater that I loved. I fell in love with it online. You know, Pinterest.
Yeah.
They have all the great like ideas, and you see all the things, and even social media, all the stuff, and I'm just like, oh, I love that. I'm gonna buy it. It's gonna be great. You know, it can be on sale or not on sale. Either way, I'm thinking, this is it. Like we're gonna do this. And then, let's just say I actually do buy the thing and I put it on. It doesn't look great. It might feel cozy, but it doesn't look great. It doesn't accentuate my style or my personality. And then I'm like, what did I just do? I just wasted that money. And then the whole return process, just to say, like, that is just a nightmare in itself. But what I was going to say is praying, to the whole social media aspect of trying to figure out what that looks like for you. It's difficult.
It definitely is, and especially shopping online. If you are in the store, at least you can feel things. You know the material, at least you see if it fits you, the feel of it fits you or not. With online, it's definitely more challenging. Obviously, return policies have become easier, but at the same time, if you don't know your style, if you don't know what looks good for you on you, the pictures can do miracles. I mean, taking a photo and putting it out there is so easy these days, and tweaking it, making it so pretty, but then once you receive the item, then you face the reality.
So with your tip of like finding our identity, right? And then obviously, would that be your second tip of like being like, hey, we should take pictures of ourselves?
So what I would suggest, taking a picture is a good idea. At the same time, it's a good idea to looking at yourself, your body type, basing on the 5 body types that we have, right? We have the apple shape, we have rectangle, we have pear, apple, did I mention apple?
Yeah, apple.
Okay.
Apple, pear,
rectangle, triangle, and the hourglass. So those are the 5 body types. Look at yourself. Try to identify yourself. What to you looks like you fit the best? If it's hard for you to identify, and keep in mind also that our bodies change all the time.
Oh, so much change.
You can be one category at one point of your life. Half a year goes by, your weight changes, whatever happens in your life, your body changes, and so you are no longer that same body type. So it's a norm to change those. So don't think that you're always going to be that specific body type.
Yeah, because I just mentioned like winter hibernation mode, That's Northern Michigan. That's us.
But looking at those and trying to identify the best you can, and then putting yourself hopefully with a person whose style you like, and seeing whether your body types are similar. That's going to give you a good idea for inspiration.
Love that.
It's gonna be a little bit tricky though, might be, because if you are putting yourself next to a celebrity, for instance, they have already figured out what works for them.
Yeah. They have a stylist.
To make it look as if the shape of body that they have is different.
Yeah.
So yes, it does work, but it can be very tricky. I suggest that if you have resources, of course, the easiest thing would be just dive in online. You have all of the resources in front of you. Internet is full of information, and it's fun. It's knowledge. It's a key to any success.
And I love Pinterest just because you just click on one thing and then you get like 20 other options when you click on it. So that's fantastic.
Seeking an advice from a professional could be time savings, can save you time, and also, believe it or not, but money on the long run.
Oh,
yes, your cost up front, but at the same time you're spot on. You're more clear as to what works for you, what doesn't, what to focus on, and what to stay away from, rather than trying to figure out yourself. Both ways are great. Both ways are possible and good, it's up to you to decide which route you want to take.
Well, and I love when I go into the store and I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna buy this thing, right? Take it off the rack, head into the dressing room, and I put it on, or even before I even get it put on, let's just say Alona's that great. She's like, what do you think you're doing? I'm like, just trying on something, you know. I thought I looked really nice on my hanger, and you're like, hold on, let me get you something. She goes off into a corner, does her magical wizardry, and then bam, I'm into an outfit that I would have never chosen for myself, honestly. And I'm like, how did you do this? This looks so good on me. So yeah, it's a game.
It is, yes. And it just, again, especially if you're a person who is unscheduled, you know, who is busy and doesn't want to spend a lot of time trying to figure out on your own, playing the game of figuring out, then an advice from stylist is one of the best things that you could ask for. At the same time, there's plenty of other ways to figure out what your style might be.
How do you, because obviously if you have that inspiration and we're going to figure out what it is like tailored to us, how would you like define that specifically? What would be that route? How would it look?
One more time, Aleece. One question.
How would you define like that route where you're trying to figure out your style, right? You're getting inspirations, or how would you like tailor that? How would you get deeper into depth on those details?
So once you have figured out the core, right? Your body type, your body type. Then your color schemes. Colors are very important because it can either make it or break it. Warm tones versus cold tones. Your skin changes from summer to winter, meaning from warm in the summertime, having
a nice tan glow that we all love,
correct, to a cool tone.
Okay.
I, for instance, tan very well in the summertime, and so gold usually works great for me in the summer. But once winter comes and I don't go anywhere, then silver is a good choice for me. So those types of things can play into the closet options or the wardrobe options, where you become very your choices become
limited.
No, opposite. Like very, you have a wide range of things.
Yeah.
Correct. Because you can, certain colors you can wear only in the winter time. Others it's best for you to wear in the summertime. And again, I'm not saying that you can't wear them, but you would look better in those colors. You can do whatever you want. My husband, for instance, Brian, if some of you guys know.
Hi, Brian.
Hi, Brian. That's a topic on its own.
That should be an episode. Oh my gosh, yes. Speaking Brian's style. I love that.
But he's the one that his opinion matters the most to him, and that's it. He will tweak certain outfits for me because he loves me and I love him, but he's not gonna change his personality and his style because somebody doesn't like it. And so that's where whatever you guys decide is gonna be the most important. At the same time, certain things I would suggest taking in consideration.
And I love that you brought up Brian, because he does do what he wants, and also I see it and the way that he feels, right? So like when he is in an outfit, like you don't just see him, you feel him, because he's like emitting that feeling from his outfit, and it's fun to be in his presence, because usually you see him before you say hello to him. miles away. But those feelings are a huge thing, and they play a part on what you're wearing, and right, like you said, personality. It's a huge thing.
Once you get to the point where you have found what works for you, yes, you're gonna get that
Glow.
fire, that glow inside of you. Yes, and especially getting compliments. Those seem to be things that can either also kind of like make it or break it.
Mm-hmm.
But often, if you have done a good research, if you have put the time in it, and you are
Experimented, really.
correct, if you have experimented, you will see what works, what doesn't, and don't take it personal if somebody doesn't tell you that they like it on you, or they tell you that it might not work for you. Take it as a growing point, I guess, right? Where you analyzing, you are learning, and you are attempting to get from point A to point B. None of the athletes, none of the people who have reached great success, they were from 0 to 100, right? There's always little steps that we need to
It
make.
takes practice. Like when we said it was like a game of figuring it out, it is. And then once you put that energy into making those defining, selections, pieces, essentially building your closet, let's just say.
Yeah.
Right now, I feel like I'm taking my closet apart, essentially, because learning what works and what doesn't, then I'm pulling out pieces and I'm like, this doesn't work anymore. How did I think this works? Or it doesn't.
Right.
Like puzzle pieces. I feel like it doesn't have enough connections with other pieces where I'm like, it's just not working. And it could actually help someone else in their wardrobe than mine, so I'm just going to get rid of it.
Yeah, and I also circle back to what we have said before. Sometimes you end up buying pieces because you are under pressure of limited time. You are under pressure of sales associate who thinks that it does look great on you, or wants for it to look great on you.
Want to sell it to you.
Yeah. And so you do end up with some pieces in your closet that actually serve you no good. Yeah. So I personally, that's kind of another thing that I do, and a tip for you guys: analyze your closet.
Analyze your closet, because not only this, we talked about this before in our previous talks. What blew my mind, oh my gosh. So Alona shared a huge tip on how we shop. Now, do you want to share it, or do you want me to share it?
Go ahead.
Okay. It's so good. So, usually when I shop, it's for a wedding, gotta get the dress to match, whatever, special event, going somewhere, vacation, you're like, oh, I wanna wear a new dress and feel good. So it's mainly out of obligation, I guess. I don't know. I don't. Maybe that's not the right word, but still a need, right? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not fun as much fun as it should.
And it's not fun, not because the shopping experience is not fun, but simply because you're putting yourself under pressure.
Pressure, yes.
Because
pressure.
You have other things that you need to accomplish, and here's this event that you are wanting to or needing to attend, and depending where you are, we are in Petoskey, in a small town of 6,000 people, year-round residents.
And then limited, right? Limited shops, limited options, especially for style, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't serve everyone in the community.
They're good shops, great shops.
But it doesn't service everyone.
But correct, yes. Everybody's different. Everybody's preferences, desires are different. Yeah. So you may or may not be able to find it all in just the small town.
Yeah, it's very
if you're in Detroit, if you're in New York, if you're in any big city, you have your options there under your fingertips. Yes, you didn't like this store here. Go to this one. Here's your 30,000 square foot department store.
Oh my gosh, 30,000.
Oh yeah,
I know. If they're bigger, oops.
All good. And you can have whatever that you are looking for. You'll find it there.
Yeah.
But in Petoskey, you won't. And so putting yourself in the situation where you have a week to find a dress or a pair of shoes, heels, anything that.
Tick tock, tick tock.
What happens? Yes, what happens when you are under pressure? A lot of times people fold. They get frustrated. They get frustrated. They can't find, and so they end up settling for something that doesn't necessarily work for them. It's the best thing, you know. We'll choose the best devil out of two or whatever the saying.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yep.
But yes, you wore the garment for one event, and what happens after that? It goes in the closet and never gets pulled out, or at least if it does, at least it's once another one time.
Yeah.
But it's not the garment that makes you sparkle. It's not the one that lifts you up from the inside. It doesn't give you the glow, the fire, the emotions, the desire to go out. It's actually the garment that makes you feel not good.
Yeah, it's that pressure for sure. And so with that tip that she shared was go shopping on a day that you feel amazing.
Simple.
I know it sounds probably absurd to some of you. You're like, okay, what does that mean? I mean, I've had days where I've worked out in the morning, I've had my breakfast, I've like, feel good, showered, clean, makeup on. We're like, I could do anything today. Well, go shopping. Because then, of course, you're looking in a better mood. You find the things in the better mood. And I mean, I'm a frugal person, and so for me, shopping, when it comes down to that pressure, it's even more added pressure for me. It's the anxiety just goes through the roof, and that feeling attaches to that piece of clothing 100%. So go shopping on a day you feel amazing, and don't do it out of a scheduled day. Like just go, have fun with it. And it blew my mind. I hope it blows yours.
And what's going to happen when you do that? You're going to look at pieces calmly. You're going to spend time actually trying things, right? Instead of looking, I don't have time to try it, or I'm going to put it over my pants and see how that goes, like a lot of people do. Not even trying with heels, with accessories. I'm just gonna pull it over my leggings and hopefully that looks good on me.
The other thing I think of is when you're shopping like that. I shop to the max limit when you go into the clothing store, right? They're like, 6 items or less. So I get 6 items because then I'm in there and I'm gonna try all 6 items, rather than I think on the days where I'm happy and shopping, I try one item on, and then I'll probably go out, shop a little bit more, and then try one on. It's that less pressure, good feeling time, and that's what it should be.
And another thing is that don't look for anything specific. That's another thing. Like when I shop, I don't look for a dress, let's say, or a coat. I simply go with open-minded, open mind. Open mind. There we go. Yeah, I go with open mind, and I just see what fits my style. What is it that will make me feel good? Because I know what already is in my closet. I know what works for me, what doesn't work, what I can pair things with, and so that thought process happens when I look at the garment. And when I buy, I know that I don't have an event at this point, right? But I know that it makes me feel good. When I'm standing, when I'm looking at myself in the mirror, I like it. And when I like it, I know that I will pull it for reason or no reason. I will wear. And if I don't have a reason, I'll find a reason.
Find a reason, yeah. So those blinders are really on when you're like, this is me. Like, I am gonna be looking for a certain thing, and it cuts through so much, and then you don't see enough. And so when you do go with an open mind, then you're like, I see all the things, rather than that limited mindset of, this is exactly what I need, and really you're missing out on probably 5 other things that you should be taking home.
And so what's going to happen at the very end, you're going to end up with a closet full of clothes that you're actually going to love. There is not going to be a piece, or if anything, that's going to be a very small percentage of items that you may not wear often, but at least when you do, it still brings the joy to you. It makes you fly. And that's the shopping experience that I suggest that every one of you experience, because it will change your perspective. It will change you, who you are on the long run, because of how it makes you feel.
It's shocking that it's already 3:30.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh my god!
I know. We've already done a half an hour, which is crazy to think about. But we can talk for forever. But.
And we'll talk more. Let's take a look and see if there are any questions quickly.
Questions.
And if anything,
we'll shout out to the few people that I had seen is Natalie, hello, and Tracy. Thank you for tuning in. And I'm scrolling, but it's scrolling, so it's not updating. So I apologize. And I know we have a few others.
Yes.
Man, so many people have tuned in today. That's awesome. Lovely.
We're glad to see you. We're glad that you were able to join, and we'll hope to see you next time, guys. Again, feel free to text us or message with questions about this topic, or if there's any other topics in the future that you would like us to cover, we'll be happy to discover them.
Yeah. It was a great time sharing with you guys. Hopefully we'll hear from you soon. And like Alona said, drop comments, like and follow Picado, myself. We'd love to hear from you. And then we can just tune in next Sunday at 3.
Perfect, guys. Enjoy the rest of the day and see you next week.
Cheers. Cheers.